Good morning, everybody. It's good afternoon. I didn't even make it for 12 o'clock. How can I not even make the postponed morning show on time? Still managed to be just running a little bit late. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the reprogrammed Qigong morning show for the Qigong lunchtime show today. Thank you for bearing with me to do our Qigong practice together. Had to be out somewhere this morning. And it required me being up and out first thing, so I couldn't do my Qigong first thing, so that's okay. Because the trick to Qigong is that you do it. That's what matters. Ideally, we want to do it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, first thing, as that lovely yang energy ascends up in the morning. But it's okay to do it as long as you're doing it. That's the most important thing. So welcome. Thank you for joining. Got loads of new followers this morning. Thank you to the gorgeous, wonderful Jasmine, who put a whole post up this morning about her doing this exact class. She did it on fast forward and then she did it on time lapse, and I think one of her ladies thought that was actually the pace that we go at. So actually, you could do today. Well, don't forget, it always goes up onto the feed afterwards. So let's just start. We're going to take our time. I was going to sort of fuse this with meditation, but actually, if it's okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make a meditation in the Qigong today. Okay, we're not going to split them. So if anyone wants to do the actual sedentary meditation, could I just ask that you just go onto IGTV and just pick up one from earlier this week and repeat it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a really lovely meditative Qigong. Because remember, Qigong is actually, as well as being a life force practice, please shake whilst I'm telling you this, is a dynamic meditation. Okay, the Chinese masters created Qigong partly to help us heal ourselves, which is one of the main reasons for it, but also because they would meditate for hours and hours on end and their bodies would get stiff from being in one place. So they created these moves so that they could stay in meditation while stretching the body. That was the idea. So we can do the same. So we're going to do a little bit of that practice today. I've had some people also say to me, because I know I go on about it, no matter what your problem is, I'm always going Qigong and meditation. But I do recognise that meditation is really difficult for so many people. Loads of people struggle with it and they're like, they want to do it, they know they should do it, and they can't. And they just find their brains are just too engaged up here. I understand, okay? So what we're going to do today is I'm going to take advantage of the fact that we're on a slightly different timetable and make it work to our benefit. Shake, please. And we're going to just do a little bit of active meditation during some of these moves. Not all of them, just a couple, okay? So I'm going to talk to you, we want to talk today about hyperpigmentation and bloated tummies. So I'm going to do that. They're easy to cover, so I can do those anyway. I'll do those because we've got a nice hour to do this, okay? And then whilst we're in the moves, I'm going to help you learn how to meditate, okay? We're going to do it together, so it's not so bad, okay? And don't worry if you can't do it, you can just do the moves anyway. So shake your tree. And remember, anyone new, because there's always new people joining, Qigong means life force practice. We are literally nurturing. Imagine yourself like a barren garden. It's just awful. You just moved into a new house and the garden's a mess. Imagine your body looking like that. This is what Qigong does. We're going to nurture that garden back up to life, flourishing beautifully. We start the first part of the class, purging out that which doesn't serve us anymore into the blood, into the lymphatics. That's why we shake. We're going to do the breath in a second. Then we tap. And then we start raising the energy of the chi. We vibrate it. We sing to it. We laugh into it. We stretch it. We do everything to it. And then we leave this class feeling relaxed yet energized. And then slowly but surely we start to feel better. Body's really swollen. Arthritis, knees. Is it okay to tap? Tapping your knees is a good idea, especially at the back. So if you take your tapper and you tap the back of the knees. Really good. And gua sha is incredibly good for arthritis, okay? Try it with a jam jar lid to start with and then move on to the body restorer. So let's just do our outward breath. Breathe in. Belly fat we're going to do today. Thank you, Colgap. Colgap, can you be officially the person responsible for answering the questions today? Because Jules actually, can you believe, has got the weekend off. So I know that you're a very active follower, so I know you could ask sorts of things. So basically, the key thing about menstruating is if you've got no symptoms, then it's okay. But if things are hurting, then no. So if we move on to tapping now, so for example, I am not menstruating today. In fact, I will never menstruate again. I have had my menopause, so I can whack away to my heart's content. If my menstruation is going on right now, you could go really gently with your fingertips like this. Okay, you can do this with your hands, you can cup your hands. It's the same with any kind of pain in the body. You can soften the tapping right down, okay? And you can use your tapper lightly. It's okay, like bruising. If you're bruising too much, you're going too hard, okay? So when we start with the tapping now, I mean, I tend to whack myself, okay? So I'm quite, because my body, I'm very spleeny. As you can see, I've got, you can see a spleeny body. I've got kind of this going on, you know. I'm never going to be like kind of just skin and bone. It's not my type, but my spleen energy is too strong. So I can whack myself, but you can go very gently, okay, like this. And if you're bruising badly, it means there's a lot going on, okay? So what I would first of all do is go gently. Always go gently. These tools last a lifetime. You don't need to rush. Go slowly. You've got to heal the body from the inside. If you're bruising, the first thing about bruising is it's the spleen, okay? That's the first thing to say. So you need to download the spleen fact sheet. You need to understand that the spleen is responsible for holding everything in the cardiovascular system. The spleen is responsible for holding everything in, full stop, okay? So if you over gua sha too firmly and then you get the bruising, it first of all means that the spleen is off whack, but it also means that there's a lot of pathology sat in the channel. It means the body's trying to get rid of it. It's actually a good sign. I mean, I've got pictures of my bruising from early on because I took photos of everything. And my God, I was like covered in bruising, and I still do. I bruise really easily because I'm very spleeny. But what you're looking to feel is like as if you're taking off a tight piece of clothing. It's kind of, sort of feeling when you've gua sha'd. It feels like taking off a corset or something tight. That's what you're looking for. So tap, tap, tap now, tap with your head. Remember, this is going to really oxygenate the blood. Also, people, if you feel very tired, I was talking to a lady this week, and I'm the same, energies. I get very tired. Well, I used to, not anymore, because I do all this. But tapping is so important with the Qigong. Why? Because when you're on the long bones, you're onto the stem cells, okay? And that's incredibly good for the body. You want to invigorate those stem cells. You want to get oxygen into them. Breathe, and remember the breathing down into the lower dantian here, all the way through the class. Breathe. And what you're doing is you're moving that oxygen deep, deep, deep down. So like, for example, if you've got your menstrual cycle, or just go like round, just go round, or don't do it at all. If you don't feel well, don't do it. Well, if you don't feel well, lie down, go to bed. Do the healing sounds, do the breathing techniques, nurture yourself. And then, if you've got bad periods, then we've got to get under the bonnet as to why you've got a bad period in the first place, because that is a liver imbalance going on. So you need to download the liver fact sheet, also download the spleen fact sheet. It's normally, there's too much stress on the liver, too much rushing around all month long, and then what's happening is the body is getting rid of everything in the menstrual flow. That's why it's so painful. That's why if you've got clots, or it's heavy, or it's painful, it's imbalanced, okay? You should have a correct period, should be about 4 days long, just a nice light flow. It should go like this. And you should just feel a little bit tender. You shouldn't have sex. You should rest, just take it easy for a couple of days, and that should be it. You should not be experiencing all these monstrous symptoms that we're all going through. The reason we are is because the liver is responsible for the menstrual cycle. And if our liver is overstressed from the ridiculous pace of life that we're all living, it's going to come out in the menstrual flow. The body's regulating itself. And the reason you feel lousy is because it gives you the opportunity to then, you're forced to lie down, okay? You're forced to rest because the body needs you to. So try and build that into your weekly, daily practice. That's why this Qigong is a daily practice. Qigong, life force practice. Do it every day. And if you do it every day, everything starts to balance out. Breathe. Lower back. Don't do your kidneys. Someone asked yesterday actually why you shouldn't do your kidneys. I forgot to answer the question. The reason you don't do your kidneys is because the organs are very much on the exterior of the body and they're very delicate, very delicate. And you can tap them, but I'd rather you didn't because then if something happened, I don't want to be responsible because you could go too hard and I don't know the state of your kidneys. If I'd seen you in clinic, I'd be able to say one way or the other, but as a general rule, don't do it. You can just rub them, that's totally okay. So having tapped, let's just twist Negative moods. Okay, so let's just talk about, fun enough, periods isn't even on the topic list today. Let's chuck it in anyway as an extra, shall we? So menstrual flow, I've just explained the pain stuff. If you've got the moodiness that goes with it, the PMT, clumsiness, tearfulness, all of that is to do with the liver. Okay, the liver is responsible for the smooth flow of qi and blood around the body. So if you're not flowing smoothly, you tend to knock things over. It's a sign of a liver imbalance. If you're a clumsy person, good God, I never knew that. Liver people often sigh a lot and they hiccup a lot. It's all to do with the same thing. And what happens with PMT when you get really upset is that the liver also opens into your eyes so that you can often release emotion from the liver by crying. It actually gets the emotion out of the body, which is why you cry, especially when you're frustrated or upset, obviously. And then what happens is before your period starts, your liver is like full of, it's like the blood quantity in your body is like full because your uterus is full and the body's literally just going, just about to start the flow out. And the liver is therefore at its peak of energy. And the liver emotionally is responsible for anger and frustration, resentment, all of those and sort of seething, irritation, all of that kind of stuff all sits emotionally with the liver. So when the liver's at full pelt, what happens is that you then get really irritable. And then the minute the periods flow comes in and then the blood starts coming out, everything goes, oh, and then the liver calms down and then it's not as bad. That is why we get PMT. It's not PMT. What it is that the liver is overloaded with life. We're not balanced correctly and it's coming out through the menstrual flow. So you need to smooth the liver, download the liver fact sheet. Okay, look at the liver, tap your bodies. The livers love tapping, livers love Qigong. Please do the 12 rivers. It really helps with anything, any symptom. Okay. Thank you. The fact sheets also are linked in the bio as well. And we've now got a second writer in who's helping us get them all up for you. They are finally on their way. She's just doing her first one. I know, it's interesting, isn't it? It really is. It's the truth. I promise you. Okay. I avoid conflict. Yes, it is. I avoid conflict too because it normally means you've got a very weak liver. Okay, if I looked at your bar Z, your liver energy would be really low. Like mine, I've got a pathetic liver and that causes me problems. I can't really drink and that's one of the reasons I put weight on easily. So what you do is you avoid situations where you've got to express anger at all costs because you know that if you did, it would completely wallop you. But that doesn't mean you don't feel anger. It tends to go to kind of seething, which is very bad in a different way. So yes, quite interesting. We could talk about that another time, actually. It's quite a good topic. Now, let's go to our healing sounds. So now this is the way you heal the body, okay? These healing sounds, no matter how tired you feel, if you're in bed right now, you haven't got the energy to do this, just lie in bed. Use your fingertips. These healing sounds are amazing. Yep. Weak livers, if you avoid conflict like the plague, weak liver. And there's nothing wrong, by the way, when I do charts, there's no right or wrong, as the master says to me. There's no such thing as a bad chart. I was thinking, okay, that's fair enough. I have to say some people's charts are slightly luckier than others, but nonetheless, it's all about balance. And the more imbalanced the chart, the more you've got to work on the balance. And that in itself gains wisdom, so it's not a bad thing. As the master says, no such thing as a bad chart. There just is. It's about knowing. If you find that yourself are deliberately avoiding situations, it normally means that the organ associated to that emotion hasn't got a lot of energy in it, and therefore you avoid it naturally because you just sort of know. It's weird, isn't it? So let's go to our lungs. Oh, Manuela, yeah, you loved your Bazu. Don't tell too many people, I can't fit them in very much. We've got a massive waiting list for them now. So, right, so smile, we're going to do courage. Think courage, think letting go, breathe in, and gratitude. There is on the website, there's a recording of me doing the healing sounds. And there's one on the Instagram Chibi. It's right at the very beginning. It's me talking about healing sounds. I go through them there. You can do it over Skype. Go to your heart, think joy. Now, the next two organs are here, okay? So I'm not going to show you because it gets confusing. Go to your left, your left, which is the spleen. Think trust. The right path, integrity. Go to your right hand side, this is your liver, think green, think kindness. Go to your kidneys, which are your back, just here. You can just pulsate them. Yes, John Monroe's healing sounds are slightly different. There are different variations to doing the same thing, but they all work, trust me. I learned my healing sounds from John and then fused them with Mantak Chia, and they are slightly different. You can do them without singing, without vibration, and the sounds it can be changed and modified ever so slightly. It's okay. Down the sides of the body, this is the other side of the heart. There, right. Now just take a crystal if you have one. If not, just use your 2 fingers like this and circle. If not, hold your crystal. We're going to go back up. That's okay if you're late. Don't worry if your children think you're mad. My children have long gone. Is blue. The sounds are all in the book, so you can do the sounds. The book, they're outlined in the book. They're on my website. There is a post on Instagram TV with me doing it, so you can just copy me doing it that way. And one thing just to say, let's just go to the next move because you're all regular, so you know what we're doing. Feet shoulder width apart, hands on your hips. Take your attention inside, check in. I know what we're doing. What we're talking about. We've got to do the laughter Qigong. Oh my God, how can I keep forgetting this? So before we do that, we're going to do laughter. So yeah, have a look at the book. And then just to say that if there are modifications to the sound, interestingly, there's also modifications for acupuncture. For example, some of the points in Chinese medicine are not the same as in Japanese medicine. And you think, well, how does that work? And Ayurveda. And you think, well, how does that work? And the reason being, intention. It's intention. If you don't actually need to do anything, if you really want to heal the body, it's actually all about intention. And that is the power of prayer. So where you're basically just like focusing so hard on whatever it is that you intend to heal it. And your power of intention is so strong that you will heal it. Now, the thing with that is that, of course, you've got to have a really strong intention for that to work. And most of us don't. It's a bit like we don't use most of our brain capacity. But that's why there are different variations of the same thing. It doesn't mean that any of them are wrong. It's a bit like a chicken soup recipe. You could go all over Europe and there'll be slight variations, but it's still delicious and it's still chicken soup. It's the same with the body. It's just coming in from kind of the intention to what it is. With me standing here saying to you, this is your heart, this is your joy, this is universal love, this is going to make you happy, this is going to make you feel well. Have you noticed? Have you noticed? That's my intention, to heal you. So that's therefore the sounds that I'm putting behind that are basically the same as John's. But if there is slight modification, the intention spearheads it through into your health. And that's one of the reasons I get on every morning and do this, because my heartfelt intention is for you to get well. That's what I want. I want to step you from patient to practitioner. That's what I'm like I was. And the wisdom that I learned along the way, no one taught me this stuff. I had to find it all out for myself. I didn't have me Instagram like basically saying this stuff and me go, wow, that's amazing. I had to find it out. So intention is a really important aspect of treatment, and it kind of transcends everything. And therefore to say, please don't worry if you're not sure if you're doing it right. It doesn't matter. As long as the intention is correct, you're going to be fine. So let's go. Right, meditate with Kelly. We are ready with the minute, and we're going to laugh now. Do a bit of a tap at the same time. Do John Munro, Long White Cloud Qigong is John Munro. He's on my contacts as well on my Instagram. I've linked to him as well. The book's on heyoumethod.com or on Amazon. Have a little rock. If you think your kids saw you a mad with the healing sounds, they're going to think you're even more mad now. We've done it. You've just strengthened your immune system for 24 hours. How brilliant is that? How cool is laughter Qigong? And not only is it so unbelievably beneficial, it is indeed a thing. It's not just me just sort of making up and going, oh, let's just whack that in. It is incredibly good for your body. You can feel the kind of the effervescence of chi when you're doing that, even if you feel weak. Okay, now the next bit, let's go meditation. Okay, so I'm not going to talk too much now. What I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes like this. This is the tortoise gaze. I want you to take your intention inside your body. You know the move. You put your hand on your hips. We're going to circle round and back. I'm going to keep myself quite near to you on this one. Okay, so have your feet shoulder width apart. Half close your eyes. Take a breath. Take your attention down to your lower belly. Put your hand there. Focus your mind on your lower belly. If your mind goes back up, just take it back to your hand. And now let's do the movement. Keep your attention down. Really slow. Breathe down into the lower belly. If it bobs back up, just take it down. Imagine a smile. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your attention down in the lower belly. You have two minds. You have the upper mind and the lower belly brain. When you meditate, you take your attention down to the belly brain and you focus your monkey mind that's constantly chattering. Focus it down into the center of the body. down to the belly, and you give it one thing to think about. A smile, a Mona Lisa smile. And you breathe in and breathe out. Keep your attention down. If it goes back up, send it back down. Change direction now. Keep your attention down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine a smile. Enjoy the feeling of deep relaxation. The stretch and the breath and the smile. Keep your eyes half closed. Put your feet together. Put your hands either side of your hips. Now place your hands on your lower belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your attention down where your hands are clasped. Imagine a smile. Breathe in. Breathe out. And now lift the sky. Lift. Keep your attention down. Breathe in. Breathe out as you bring your arms down. Notice your breath. Keep your attention down in the lower belly. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, bring your arms down. Keep your mind down in your lower belly, smiling down. Breathe in, lift your arms up. Breathe in, breathe out, bring your arms down. Keep your attention down in your lower belly. Have your eyes half closed. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, take your arms down. Keep your attention down in the body. Smiling down in the lower belly. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, bring down your arms. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation. Breathe in. This exercise is really beneficial to the nervous system. Breathe out. the nervous system. It has a super relationship with the liver. This will calm the menstrual cycle. Breathe in, lift up. Keep your attention down. Breathe out. Imagine a smile down in the lower belly. Change direction. Lift from the inside. Breathing in. Breathe out. Close your eyes if you want to. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your attention down in the lower belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay in this mindset. I'm going to change the order. We're now going to go to Swimming Dragon because I want to keep you in this meditative state. Keep your eyes half closed. Keep breathing down in the lower belly. Imagine a smile. Move your arms. Slowly swim your dragon down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your attention down in the lower belly. Allow your moves to flow with your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your attention down in the lower belly. Breathe, smiling down. Slowly swim your dragon. Keep your attention down in the lower belly. This is an active meditation, allowing the body to feel slow movements. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your attention down in the lower belly, smiling down. Imagine a smile. If your attention wanders, simply take it back down to the lower belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Smiling down in the lower belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Allow your body to relax. into these movements. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your attention down in the lower belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stand with your hands by your hips. Notice how relaxed. Keep your eyes closed. Feel this sensation that you've created by keeping your attention down in the lower belly. You calm the whole body. You take it into a meditative state. You can practice all these moves whilst feeling this calm. And the next step is a sedentary meditation where all you would do is focus on the breath. So now, when I say open, breathe in, keep breathing slowly in. Open, breathe in. Breathe out and close. Open, breathe in. Keep your attention down in the lower belly. Breathe. Close, breathe out. Open, breathe in. Close, breathe out. Now, if you have your crystals, take 2 crystals. If not, anything in your hand, socks, trini pots. We're going to stay meditating. Keep your hands with your possession in your hand. Go to horse stance. Give yourself some space. Keep your eyes closed. Bend your knees. And repeat the crystal exercise slowly. Keep your attention down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Smiling down in your lower belly. Breathe. Smile. Keep your attention down. Focus down to your dantian. Breathe. Breathe. Smile down. Breathe. your attention wanders, take it down to the dantian. Imagine a smile. Keep your attention down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your attention down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now come back to the room. If you slowly blink your eyes, come back to the groove. Let's just slowly adjust back now to normal life. That was a meditation. So for anybody that said I can't meditate and you just did those sequences with me, that was meditating. That is how Qigong should be practiced. That is what we're going to get you to, because you start with me and then you go on to Aaron. It's good, isn't it? There, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to have to, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Somehow I'm going to have to work out how to keep the class upbeat and entertaining, but equally taking us into these movements, right? So it's good, huh? Okay, so if you take your tappers, luckily, because we're doing slightly longer class, I'll work out how to do it with Jules. What we might have to do is rejiggle the exercise sequence so that we take you in. Just tap now, let's just get you back. Okay, we'll do it like that. It's nice, isn't it? That's meditation, guys. If you do that, there you go. It's going to strengthen your Qigong. See, we can do that. So that means I'm going to have to do the pathologies differently. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll do the pathologies at the end. How are we going to fit everything into this hour program? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, never mind. Let's just gently tap. And what we're going to talk today, we're going to talk about, do the Q&A at the end. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So maybe what we do is we do the silly nonsensey laughtery stuff at the beginning, because we're all kind of like fresh and going in and we want to giggle and laugh. And then once we've done the laughter, we do the breath, and then I take it into the breath. The only thing is that the bending knee exercise doesn't work very well in the sequence, so I don't quite know where to fit in. I'll have a little think. Anyway, we've got a new thing going. We liked it. So, belly fat it is. Okay, so belly fat. The first thing about belly fat is when the body is stressed, that's when belly fat comes in. Okay, so one of the main reasons that belly fat gets there as we get older is that the more stressed we get, the more we kind of dump our garbage and our rubbish sort of down into the bowels of the body. And there's all this heat and sort of accumulated problems in life. And what happens is it just kind of gets stored around the belly, and then no matter what diet you do, it doesn't work. Okay, the reason being is that diets don't work. And that's really annoying because you think, well, what am I going to do? So what you do is, the first thing is you do Qigong and meditation, of course. Then have a look at my rebalance diet thing that I've got there, which is what I do, okay? Because it works. Because all it's doing is it's taking out all the histamine foods, all the damp forming foods, and it means you're eating really fresh, locally produced, just really simple foods for a little bit, okay? So I tend to do that for about 6 weeks. If I've been overdoing it, like I started that 2 weeks ago, sort of lose about 2 kilos a week, something like that. It's kind of healthy because you're eating 2 meals a day. It's just a very calm program of food, okay? So that's the next thing to suggest. So on top of which, you need to tap the abdomen and drum the belly. The drumming, if you don't have your tapper to hand, drum with your hands like this. I do this a lot, like, because I'm a very spleeny person. So you'll find me drumming myself probably 20 times a day for like 20 seconds, something like that. And then the other one that I do a lot is this one. Okay, you'll see me do this a lot. People that work in my team, they see me do this all the time because it's getting the digestive organs. Then what you want to do is you want to take your comb, which is this one. Preferably have 2. So if we just use, I haven't got 2 to hand, but basically use your comb and you want to go around the belly like this. So you start at the back and you're going around to the front. This is called the dime. This is an extra channel which the liver uses to dump its crap into that it doesn't know where to put. And that's one of the main reasons we get belly fat. So you want to go in your shower, preferably use 2 combs. I don't like upselling people too much, but in this instance, 2 is indeed better than 1 because you can just do it at the same time. This is what I do. I have 2 combs in the shower and I go round and round and round. And then in the shower, I go up my inner leg like this. Like this, okay? I do that every day, probably about 20 times. Then I go down the outside of the leg as well, but you really want to go up that inner leg. Why? Because it's all to do with the liver and the digestive organs, and they're the reason the fat's accumulating. Then what else I do in the shower? Take my comb, I go down the outside of the arm, and I'm doing this, okay? And you want the water in the shower. Don't do this on bare skin. I'm only doing this to show you, but you want the water of the shower to give you the slip. And then you literally comb. You're going all the way down the sides. You're getting in here along these channels of the body, okay? And then you're going around like this. You're going down like this. And then to finish, you're going to go up from the middle. That's where you're following the channels, because the channels of the body go up the inside like this, but they go down the outside like that, okay? They're moving all over the body. And you want to really get into that arm as well, because, you know, don't isolate the body. Don't just think that, you know, arm fat, belly fat, leg fat, you know, spleen, liver, kidney. There is a symphony. You are a symphony orchestra playing together. I personally don't like the comb in the bath. I've tried all my tools in every single possible combination, believe me. I personally find combing in the bath, I don't know, I don't get the benefit. In the shower, it's brilliant, okay? And you can use it with oil as well, but really the best way to use the comb is in the shower. I have 2. I find 2 really good because then I can go like down I go like this on my hips at the same time. I go down, so, you know, I'm going down my legs, I'm going up my thighs like this, and I can just basically I can cover the whole of my body very, very quickly with 2 combs. Like that, quick. Okay, so that's very tender when you comb the inner legs. That's because there's a lot of pathology down there. So I know when I started learning all this, and I first did my inner thighs with a body restorer, I was like, oh my God. I mean, the amount of Shah that came out. But the reason why was because I was very ill. I was talking to a patient this week and she said, you know, I was really, really ill when I discovered all this stuff. You know, this twin pregnancy that I forced myself to have, you know, I ended up having donor eggs. My body did not want to get pregnant. I made it, and then I made it have 2 babies. I was so sick, and it took me years to get myself sorted out afterwards. So, I'm so glad your sister loves her, you know, yes, it is. If it's tender, the meridian's full. You've got to think of your body like riverbeds, okay? They're described, the 12 rivers, that's how they're described. And the idea, imagine a river. So when the river's full of water, and it's been raining a lot, the water kind of gushes through and the water's really powerful. That's your body full of chi. Imagine then in the summer when it's not been raining, then the water has sort of trickled down and it's only a little bit, and it sort of stops. And it kind of picks up all the crud because there's not much water to kind of all the earth that's floating around. So it's not as clean and it's all a bit drudgy. Well, that's the same as the body. So if you've not got strong chi flowing through your body, everything gets stopped. So that's why the organs are going to come up with the gua sha. So do it now before you get your legs out for the summer. Does low histamine foods help with bloating too? Yes, absolutely. I personally think the low histamine diet is a really good one to follow, because basically it gets inflammation out of the body, and it also gets the heat out of the diet, but it's not enough to do it on itself. You need to gua sha. If you're bloating, it's because there's too much inflammation inside your body. We've got to get the heat out, and that's why body combing and the body tool. This is the body tool, obviously. Now this is really good for muscles, particularly. It's very good for sort of muscle relief, musculoskeletal stuff like arthritis and back pain and joint pain and leg pain and injuries, and it's a very good tool for Father's Day, by the way. Very good, because it's a very good muscular tool. But when you've got the bloating, you need to get the heat out. You want to basically, gua sha the body. I tend to comb in the morning because I'm in the shower in the morning, and then I gua sha at night. So I'll have my body oil out, I'll get my restorer, and that's when I will really get to work on, because I've been cut to smithereens in my lower bowels, in my lower body, because of loads of surgeries I had to have, and there's all sorts of problems down there. So I get the restorer, and I'm down there around my hips, around my lower hips, up here. It comes up red, but you can literally see it going down as I do it. I mean, you can see me on camera. I've been following my own advice really strictly for the last 2 weeks, super strict. I'm very careful anyway, but I've been literally to the letter strict, because lockdown I'm sort of missing my yoga classes and one thing and another, and a few too many mini eggs have crept in as well. I've got a lot of children floating around my house, and whilst I thought I was being good, actually if I look carefully, I thought cheese and biscuits a couple of times, a few mini eggs a couple of times. It only means that for me, and I will put weight on and I will bloat up. So I really do know what I'm talking about. But equally, when I follow my advice to the letter and follow a very, very simple diet, lots of Qigong, lots of meditation, and doing my gua sha every day, it really, really works. So how do I heal arthritis in your fingers? Well, basically you use the oil, which is this one. Okay, and don't forget, all this stuff's on discount. We've just gone live on a promotion, so there's a 15% off all these products, all especially for Father's Day, really, but because we picked out the products that we thought our menfolk would like. But anyway, so that's arthritis for the fingers. My children are, I have a fostered son who is now 18. I have an adopted daughter who's 18. I have a DNA daughter, as I call her. She's 14, and then I have donor egg twins, and they're 10. So I have a rather eclectic family, which is why people like me talking about fertility a lot, because I give hope to everyone. Because if I can end up with fertility problems with 5 children, then we can all have them. So this is how you gua sha your fingers. Get the body restorer. This body restorer is amazing. Anything musculoskeletal, this is what you want. Okay, so that's that. To buy the stainless steel comb, I would start with the comb. I really would. I love the comb. My advice is always start with the beauty restorer. This is what I do. Right. These are the first 2 things I get, okay? Because this is 1 minute on the body, this is 1 minute on the face. This then gets you used to what you're doing. Then I go to the comb. Next step, comb, because this is amazing for cellulite, and that bobbly skin you get back here, that all goes as well. So and it's in the shower, again, quick. So 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. Then, of course, now by this point, you're like, ooh, I want to do longer than 1 minute. This stuff's great. So then what I recommend is you go to the next batch, which is these, which is the Precision or the Body Restorer or the Rose Quartz. Okay, the Precision, because it's really good for these kind of fine lines and wrinkles. Let me just show you. Which I know Katie Blake's been doing a lot of. By the way, Pigmentation was up on the list today as well. And given we've still got 3 minutes to go, and you might as well have the full hour, over 60s can use the body restorer. I just put that up there to be super, super careful. And that if that disclaimer is still there, I'm going to take it down. You can totally use it. It was just in the very, very early days. I was just being super, super careful. So please don't worry about that. I'll get a note. So I love the Precisions. It's really good for the fine lines and wrinkles here and under the eyes and over the lips, and these ones here. In fact, I was doing this yesterday. This all came up red yesterday because it was lifting this bit. So that was the next one. Can you use the comb in your jawline? No, not really, because you need this. So then I add the Rose Quartz, and then you've got the wet goods at the end. But just to say, at the moment, there's a promotion on, so there's 15% off 5 of the key products, which is the comb, the body restorer, the oil, the shower minerals, comb, body restorer, oil, shower minerals, and tapper. All those 5 products got 15% off. So if you're thinking about something, then I would definitely go for the one with the promotion. Okay. And again, I do like using 2. So when I'm using my Rose Quartz in the morning, I am doing this. Literally, you can see You can see it working, literally. Look at that. I love it. So that's basically what's good for arthritis in the socket of the left hip. Oh, body restorer. Body restorer, body restorer. Got arthritis, body restorer. And use the tapper as well. My dad's got a dodgy left hip. He loves his tapper. Whack it with the tapper and then gouache out with that body restorer, okay? And there's also a really good remedy for arthritis that my nan used to use. It was amazing. Cider vinegar. Has to be apple cider vinegar with a tiny little bit of really good quality honey and hot water every single day. It's like 2 teaspoons of cider vinegar to 1 teaspoon, tiny bit of honey and like a little bit of warm water. Take that twice a day. It's so good for arthritis. As is castor oil compresses. It's a really old-fashioned thing, but these things work, okay? So, I know, me too. Honestly, my bedtime routines are getting ridiculous. Honestly, I get up at like 8:30. My poor husband, poor Mr. Brindle, is like, oh, we're going to watch another episode. I'm like, no, I've got to go and get ready for bed. And then he'll come up at like 11 and I'm still in the bathroom fiddling about. He's like, for goodness sake, what are you doing? So hopefully that's all useful for everybody. Any downloads on pigmentation? Yes. Well, pigmentation, the best thing for pigmentation is, right, liver fact sheet, because pigmentation, they used to be called liver spots in the old days. It's to do with a liver issue. So you need to basically download the liver fact sheet. And if it's on your face, use the precision. And Katie Blake does tutorials on this. Katie, the skin whisperer, she's doing tutorials every single day at the moment on Hey You in the morning. Just direct message her, ask her to cover it, and she will. And she'll give you the absolute what you do. But basically the precision and the body and the liver fact sheet. And if you've got pigmentation on the body, now this was something that I didn't actually know until I got the tapper myself. I'm quite pigmented. Can you see? Look, I'm quite freckly. My family's from Scotland, so I've got that kind of Scottish colouring. And I noticed from tapping that my freckles and my moles they've just gone. I mean, like there's one there. You can see that these ones haven't quite. It used to be like that all over, and it's not. It's like that now. It's like it's completely gone. Tapping is really good because it's working with the circulation under the tapping for the body pigmentation, tap, 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 and the precision for the face. So I think so therefore I have managed cramp. My foot cramps are gone, yay. Cramp is because the chi and the blood are not reaching the area properly. So tap, but tap preventatively. A drop of prevention is a bucket of cure. Tap and strengthen your chi. Strengthen your chi with meditation and Qigong, with the 12 rivers, with these tools. It's integrated, okay? So that should work. There we go. So I think I've managed to cover everything. We've done everything, and I chucked in periods for good measure. So thank you all for joining me in my combo. Low mood, liver, and cramp in the buttocks, same thing. You need to use your tapper. It means that the chi isn't flowing properly down there. It's probably something to do with the gallbladder, which is probably something to do with some liver issue going on, like some kind of frustration. So, but castor oil, absolutely, castor oil soaks is really, really good, okay? So, thank you all for joining me today. What a lovely class, this kind of fusion meditation, Q&A, Qigong. I'm loving it. Right, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm back tomorrow at another weird time, which is back at 11 tomorrow. Then don't forget, Aaron is on Hey You at 12, showing you all of the promoted tools that we're doing on the 15% promotion at the moment, how to use them. Please think about your dads and loved ones for Father's Day, because there's still enough time to get them in the post if you buy them over the weekend, and we're doing a discount for you. So thank you all so much. Thank you for joining me. Well done. Congratulations, new people. That was a slightly different version of the class, but actually worked extremely well. So have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the morning.